What's up, everyone? Welcome back to MSU Tonight. I'm Madison Miller.
And I'm Natalie Noble. Tonight we are bringing you the latest and greatest from college life.
So whether you're chilling in your dorm room or on the go, get ready for some fun.
Let's dive into this week's episode.
This episode of MSU Tonight is jam-packed with a little bit of everything. Isn't that right, Natalie?
It sure is, Madison. Right now, it's time for Hot Topic. With new ownership at Station 74 comes new problems for the residents. Here's Drayton Charlton Perrin with a look at the controversial takeover.
Yeah, it was horrible. He just came in without a warning. Said it was some random smoke check or whatever. You know, okay, yeah. Smoke detector's the first thing you see when you walk into the room, so I figured I'd just sit on the couch and wait for him to take a little peek at the detector. And well, after about 5 minutes, I was starting to wonder why it was taking him so long. I mean, how long does it take to just look at a smoke detector? You know, I mean, when I look at a smoke detector, it usually only takes probably about half a second. You know, there's nothing really that interesting about smoke detectors, so I just figured maybe he tripped or something. But anyway, comes back outside into the main room where I'm sitting, and he looks at me and he just says, "Bad news, man. Cops are on the way. I found your bong." And I was like, man, are you serious? You know, you found my bong? We both know that thing was sitting way beneath my closet. I mean, it was back there. And when you walk into the room in the apartment, the smoke detector is right in front of the front door. So what are you doing in my closet? And like, what are you doing searching around in my closet? You're here for a smoke check. But anyway, we're sitting there, the cops are on their way. And then he also tells me he found incense. Used incense, which shows an open flame in the apartment, which I guess is now against the rules, or whatever. In my bathroom trash can. Oh yeah, no, he was digging in my bathroom trash can, so clearly he was looking for trouble. Yeah, so now I'm on house probation. Yeah. I mean, when the cop came, he didn't really care. He actually sniffed the bong and said it didn't even smell like weed. Just told me to throw it out and he left. It was an abuse of privacy. It was something that should never happen. I mean, I've been living there for over a year. Never had any problems until Murray State took over. Now they're handing out violations left and right. Oh, cool, yeah. Alright, so we're done rolling? We're done rolling? Oh, sweet. Yeah, finally, man. I gotta get this mic off me. Yo, bro, are you... Yo!
Last Friday, Hurricane Helene swept through campus, bringing heavy rain and strong winds that made navigating the grounds a challenge. While the storm has passed, leaving only a few puddles, behind its impact is still felt with the cancellation of several major campus events. Among them, Fall on the Farm, an agricultural department event for local school groups and families, and the Festival of Champions, the annual marching band competition hosted by Murray State Racer Band.
It's really sad for not only myself, but also a lot of my fellow Racer Band members that we don't get to do FOC this year, because it's a lot of our favorite event, and we work super hard towards it. We've put in a lot of effort to get our show crystal clear for that performance, and then inevitably the hurricane completely canceled it.
Despite their disappointment over the cancellation, students remain hopeful that these events will return without interruption in the coming years.
Murray State Cinema International will be showing the movie Little Shop of Horrors this week. The movie tells the story of a flower shop owner named Seymour who acquires a talking plant while thinks he will help grow his store into a blooming business. But he soon comes to learn that the plant has a certain hunger for blood, that it must be fed if he wants to keep it alive. The movie will be showing both Thursday and Saturday at 7:30 in room 208 of Faculty Hall.
Tonight kicks off the two-day celebration of Brass and Bass. It's the annual Octuba Fest in Octuba Wien, featuring the talents of Dr. Todd French's Tuba Euphonium Studio. The celebration kicks off tonight, October 1st at 7:30 p.m. in the Performing Arts Hall of the Old Fine Arts Building, with solo performances from the studio. Make sure to clear your schedules for tomorrow, October 2nd. On the second and final night, the festivities get even bigger with the Tuba Euphonium Ensemble and small chamber groups. This performance will include fun costumes, sweet treats, and of course some amazing music. Don't miss out on this unique and spooky musical experience at 7:30 p.m., also in the Performing Arts Hall.
WKMS signed on May 11, 1970 as a non-commercial educational FM station licensed to Murray State University. 91.3 WKMS now broadcasts in analog FM stereo and HD digital. Once a week, WKMS provides an outlet for several students to express themselves through music. Showcasing selections from around the world to listen to these shows and even more, go to Radio 101 on WKMS.org.
The Murray State Department of Art and Design, alongside the University Galleries, are hosting two exhibits for the month of October. The Back of the Moon by Caroline Burton and the lineup featuring artists Pat Batt, Emily Berger, Marianne Gagner, Claire Sedil, and Rella Stewart Hunt will be featured on the 6th and 7th floors of the Price Doyle Fine Arts Center from the October 1st to the 29th. Both exhibits highlight the power of personal story, controlled chaos, and the freedom found in abstract art. Burton will give an artist talk on October 3rd at 5 p.m. and artists of the lineup will have their artist talk on October 29th. Come see these talented artists reflect on life's experience and enjoy wonderful free events throughout October.
Stick around after the break to hear all about the sports news from the stadium lot.
Hello and welcome back to Clubs on Campus. I'm here with Isabel and Joanna from Bluey Club. So, can you all just tell us what is Bluey in general?
Okay, so Bluey is an Australian kids show. It's Australian dogs. It's animated. It is tailored to a very young audience. I'd say 4 to 5-year-olds. But what's really, really special about Bluey and so unique and why I think it works on college campuses so well is that there's a lot of adult messages. So, a lot of things when we're watching Bluey in our club, you kind of get emotional sometimes, you can't help it, or you laugh or you giggle because there's just so many things that you see these parents, teach these children, Bluey, Bingo, whoever, that are really relatable to college students, adults.
So what do you all do during Bluey Club?
I mean, besides watch Bluey, it's a great place for us to get to hang out with some friends and some people we normally wouldn't get to see on campus. And, again, it's such a great show. I love getting to watch it as well. I know it's a great environment.
Yeah, we always pride ourselves on we're a social club first that just so happens to watch Bluey. So a lot of what we're doing, a lot of what our exec team does, there's 11 of us, and you might ask, why do you have 11 people working for you for a Bluey club? There's just so much that we do outside of just watching Bluey. We got a bingo night coming up, Mean Girls this week. So there's lots of social stuff that we do to kind of hopefully give and provide a space for students to kind of decompress, have fun, and have that space outside of academics, outside of work to just decompress, have fun, not think about school. So,
where did you all come up with the idea for Bluey Club, or how did that come to be?
So before we even came to college, there was a group of people at this camp before school started called the Honors Prime Retreat. Yeah, and I was there, and it was a few of us, and they just watched Bluey one night and said, we're gonna make this a club as a joke. And then I believe you came in?
Yeah, Miracle was our founder, or I guess I co-founded it with her, and I coincidentally met her my first week of freshman year last year, and she brought on this idea to me as a joke. And if anybody knows me, I'm an extremely extra person, definitely a 110% go-getter kind of person. And so she pitched this idea to me as a joke, and I was like, no, we're doing it. And mind you, I've never seen Bluey in my life. And I was convinced that this had to be a thing. And so me and Miracle ran around campus, running into anybody that we met, little freshmen, first week of school, going, hey, you're coming to Bluey Club Thursday night. And it was just completely a bit, 100% a bit. We had 35 people, and then more people kept crowding and coming into this room in Franklin Residential College. And then by the next week, we were like, we should do this again. And so every week we just kept growing to now I think we have over 100 members. So yeah, pretty crazy.
Have you seen the reaction of people that when they first come to Bluey Club, either from the beginning or how it's changed now? Or
I mean, I know there have been people that I personally have forced to come with me, basically, and there are sometimes people who have never seen it before, and I've never heard any complaints about the show at the end of the day. And I feel like we have a pretty good retention rate usually of people coming back and just falling in love with the show, because I also had never seen the show going into this club. I jumped straight into, like, sure, I'll try it out.
Yeah.
Which the Blue League Club is like the largest like student groups on campus. They're like one of them. Why do you think it like has had like such a successful like retention rate?
We're really big on not being like a high commitment club. We like really encourage people to come as much as they want. We love them if they can make it there every week. We love them if they can make it to our MODUS meetings, you know, which means they'd be coming twice a week. But really at the end of the day, if they want to come, they can come. They don't have to be there every single week. And so I think that really, bids well for people. It takes off that pressure of, you know, especially a lot of people just, you know, they're super involved. They want to work, they want to grow, but they also want to have that social hour time. And so not having that locked in commitment every week, I think has been a huge benefit for why we've grown so fast. And then also, like I said earlier, I mean, it's Bluey, it's silly, it's a social club, and I think people just really, really enjoy having that dedicated time throughout the week to be social. I mean, we're an extremely diverse group of kids, or I guess adults technically. Yeah, we always say one of our slogans is we're serious about having fun.
Do you all have like a character in the show that either like you identify with or just is your favorite character?
I'm a bingo girl, personally. I feel like that checks out. I don't know. I just love it, and it's one of those characters that I know I would have been obsessed with if this show was around when I was a kid. It's just so fun.
Yeah, I also heavily identify with Bingo. Bluey, I think I should probably identify with her more just because I'm a little bit like her, unfortunately, in some ways. Just very talkative, chatty, you know, a little distracted sometimes. But Bingo's just so adorable, and she's just so cute and little, and I just love that for her, and she's my favorite by far.
So tell us about some of the like upcoming events or like how people can get involved in Blue League Club.
You know, I mentioned earlier we got a bingo night coming up. We got Mean Girls. And then next month we have Polar Plunge, so that's a big thing. But to get more involved with Blue League Club, you join our GroupMe. You know, you can follow our Instagram, but like I said, it's come and go. So whatever you want to do, we welcome any and all members, even faculty. So.
Okay, I think that's all. Thank you all for being here with us today. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Follow our Instagram at msu.blueleagueclub.
Welcome back to MSU Tonight. I'm Zach Simmons.
And I'm Drayton Charlton Perrin.
And this is the Stadium Watt. Looking back at some of the weekend's past scores, volleyball won 3-1 over Illinois State this past Friday, and a 3-2 reverse sweep loss to Bradley the following Saturday.
Yeah, you know, MSU volleyball is coming up really strong this year. They have a really good team. They have back-to-back home games coming up Friday, Saturday, obviously. They've been playing away the entire season. So what I think Murray State just needs to do to get back on track and start getting some wins is just take advantage of the home turf, take advantage of the fans and the crowd around you and use that energy. And I think once we get into conference play here and once we get further into the season, I think Murray State volleyball is going to be on a good track.
Absolutely. Looking to football, they lost 72-35 against North Dakota. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so really, when you see 72 points get put up against your team, that's obviously really bad for the defense. That means you guys had a lot of things that you guys now need to go and work on. But I will say the one silver lining to that game, 35 points on offense against a ranked opponent, especially for a Murray State offense that hasn't really found a way to get into the end zone lately. That's a good sign. I think that's a win for the offense. I think that's a loss for the defense. And now you just got to find a way to put it all together, because even last week, you know, the defense was having a decent game and the offense was struggling. They just need to have a game this week against South Dakota where the offense is firing and the defense is firing. You got to put it all together.
Soccer on Sunday lost 1-0 to Southern Illinois. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so I was actually a bit surprised. Murray State soccer has been a very high-scoring team. I've been to a few of the games, and I noticed that they get up and down the field. Very fast-paced team, and they like to score goals. And when they score one goal, they usually score the next couple very, very quickly. They're very, you know, they catch some energy and they go off. So I was surprised to see scoreless, but Southern Illinois is one of the top teams in the MVC for soccer. So again, when you're going against a really good opponent, you know, games like that happen.
Looking ahead to this weekend in sports, starting with soccer, they play school rival Belmont on October 3rd. What do you think that's going to happen that game?
Yeah, so I think Murray State's going to win. That's a very exciting opponent in Belmont. Obviously, for the Racers, that's someone that you want to beat every year. That's a team you got highlighted on your schedule. But I guess really the main thing is just consistency, just all season, just staying consistent. So especially with soccer so far, you got to get your strikers going. You got to get your top players going. Morgan Bodker's a great player on defense. She's one of the top goal scorers on the team as well as a defender. So, yeah, you just got to get your stars towards the net. You got to start taking some shots and keep going.
That kickoff is scheduled for 3 p.m., by the way. Also, you kind of alluded to it earlier. Volleyball plays their first 2 home games this weekend, starting with October 4th on Friday. They're going to play Indiana State. And on the 5th, they're going to play Evansville. Both of those times will kick off at 6 p.m. Football back at home we talked about with South Dakota on October 5th. Yep. That's Saturday, 2 p.m. What are your thoughts on that game?
Yeah, so another ranked opponent here, South Dakota, very good team. They have a great offense. They're going to try to get after the end zone. They're going to go no huddle. They're going to try to set the tone. They're going to try to set the pace. So the Racers just need to find a way to slow them down with their defense, especially coming off a bad week. That defense needs to be fired up because South Dakota is coming in. They're going to start throwing some deep balls. They're really going to get things going. So the defense needs to work that out. Offensively, South Dakota has a really good defense as well, really good secondary. So for the receivers, got to find a way to create separation, get open, and Jaden Johansson at quarterback needs to find a way to throw the ball a little bit better. He still hasn't really been taking too many shots. Most of his completions are sort of shorter passes, so he needs to get comfortable throwing deep, and he needs to get that timing down with his receivers.
Something else he's been doing really well as well is running the football. He led the team against North Dakota. We also want to send good luck to the tennis team as they compete in the Missouri Valley Conference Fall Championships in your hometown of Chicago, Illinois this weekend, and also both the cross-country teams as they participate in the Louisville Cross Country Classic.
This has been the Stadium Lot, and this has been a great conversation about sports. Obviously, this weekend we have some great games coming up. If you want to see more of this, go to youtube.com/MSUTV. This has been MSU Tonight. Thank you.